And welcome everybody to episode 29 of Comic Confidential, the weekly podcast where we bring you the week's comic-related news, views, and reviews. I'm your host, Troy, and with me, as always, the man who is single-handedly going to save the DC Entertainment Universe himself, Cade.
You're bloody right, mate. I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it?
Yeah, mate.
You're the man for the job.
I am. I'm just going to make the movies how I want them and don't give a shit about no one else.
That's got to do it. They've tried everything so far, right?
Yeah, it's called the Fox approach.
Yeah. It's just jump in, take 100% total control, make only what you want to see, and then expect everyone to like it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
I think it's going to work.
I think I might try it on a Marvel movie first, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like when we redo the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because that's going to be a hit
Yeah. It will.
for sure.
It will. I like your chances.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think I'm the front runner.
There are other runners currently.
Well, probably not. So it's definitely mine.
Yeah. I think you got this.
Yeah.
How's your week been, man? What's been happening?
Oh, mate, I'm pretty bloody angry.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why?
Why? I finished Mad Men.
What?
I finished Mad Men.
Yeah. Okay. And you're angry because
I'm lost without it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's been there for so long. It's filled that void of no comic book TV shows.
I have never seen beyond episode 1, so I cannot relate to you whatsoever.
You're missing out.
However, what did I say for you to do as soon as you had finished Mad Men? What did I say to do?
You said watch Stranger Things.
Yes, I did. And did you do that?
It's on my list.
Man,
I'm working through my list, man. I've got a list.
Put it to the front of your list. There is nothing else right now that you should be watching other than Stranger Things.
Well, you're wrong, because I'm watching Silicon Valley. And that is good as shit.
Is it?
Yeah, man. You got to get on it.
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about it. I know TJ Miller's in it. Is he?
Yes, he is.
Isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about all I know. I'm assuming it's about computers and whatnot.
Yeah, it's kind of like the modern age Mad Men. So maybe that's why I've just fallen into it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you got a problem, man.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for this shit.
Yep. Have you taken up drinking and smoking and womenizing?
Yes, all of them. I'm doing it right now. There's a woman on my lap. I'm smoking a cigarette and I'm drinking some brandy.
Yeah, nice.
P.S. The woman's name is Brandy as well.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's a double thing.
Brandy.
Double.
It's a double shot. That's what that is.
It is, yeah. Look, anyway, let's get into some actual, like, proper comic-y related stuff that we talk about, because I genuinely don't give a shit about Mad Men. No Twitter questions this week, because I wanted to ask the question to the Twitter sphere.
Yes, it's
myself.
all about you.
It is, if you haven't figured that out yet. After 29 episodes. So all I wanted to know, I put a poll out there because I wanted to get people's ideas on, so basically what upcoming DC movie they thought has the best potential to win over critics. So gave them a couple of options, Justice League, Wonder Woman, the solo Batman film, or just other. You know, just name whatever you want, whatever you think it might be.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly, Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I could see that.
Do you agree?
Well, I don't know yet, because it's going to be the first female-led superhero movie.
Yeah.
Beat Marvel to the punch.
Yeah, definitely.
And man, there's a whole conspiracy against these DC movies. Apparently,
Is there? Look, there very well might be. I don't think there is. Like when yes. Like they've probably suffered a little bit from studio control. Warner Brothers, I guess, refusing to let go a little bit. But I think, when you look at the upcoming movies, or the movies that are like Wonder Woman is next, I think.
Yes.
Patty Jenkins, absolutely brilliant director. You've got who have you got? The Flash with Rick Famuyiwa, which is going to be awesome. So there's quite a few. I guess what I'm getting at is that the talent that is coming through is, it's not Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to get
It's not Snyderfied.
Yeah, they haven't been Snyderfied, and hopefully they won't be Snyderfied. James Wan, is he still doing Aquaman? I can't remember. Is he still attached to that?
I don't know. We'll have to check our sources on that one.
Sources. Somebody let us know. That's our source.
That's
Twitter.
our sources.
Twitter let us know.
Yeah, someone let us know straight away.
Yeah.
Like right now. Nah, no one's told us.
No, okay,
Jerks.
that's cool. But anyway, just in case you were wondering, 42% of the votes for Wonder Woman. and a lot of the comments as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Wonder Woman, savior of the DC universe, if it's actually in need of a savior as it is.
Obviously it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's thank some people.
Yeah, let's thank the listeners,
Yes.
the subscribers.
Yeah.
Can't even say that word.
Subscribers. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you said it right.
And reviewers.
Yes. And, yeah. Thanks.
Someone-
You guys are great.
Someone left, and I know who it bloody was,
Yeah.
left a bloody review using only Nicolas Cage movies.
Yeah, it was, I want to say brilliant because I can't actually think of another Nicolas Cage movie
I can't even hate it.
Yeah, no, it was really good. So yeah, one of our listeners, Peter, you know who you are. Your name's Peter.
Yeah.
Left, fantastic review. A lot of time, a lot of energy. I think he did say that he was drunk when he did it, so that probably helps. But yeah,
Mate, that's a good effort.
yeah, it's a good effort.
Really
Good on
good.
you, man. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at Comic Confidential Podcast, Instagram and Twitter at Comic Con Pod, YouTube at youtube.com/search bar.
Search bar.
Website, comicconpod.com.
Got the Patreon. Support the show. Jump on there. That's patreon.com/ComicConPod.
Yes,
Also go to Loot Crate.
we do.
Get yourself some cool stuff like loot in a crate.
Yeah.
Get it in our show notes now. Click it away. Clicky, click, click.
Yeah,
and we're
take it
also a network now, in case you don't know that.
Yes, we are. We are the Comic Confidential Network. Catchy name, I know. It's it's brilliant. But yeah, we've started a network. We have another show under the network, the Advisory Podcast. A great bunch of blokes. I say bunch, there's two.
Yeah.
It's James and Todd. Funny as shit.
Funny as shit. Go check them out. We'll leave probably a link for them in our show notes too.
Yeah, I think we do. And if we don't, you can find them on comicconpod.com as well in the show tabs.
Yeah.
Show tabs.
We've got a little menu that says podcast. You click on that.
Yep.
Shows everyone. It's us and them.
So that is, I guess what we're trying to do is we are going to expand mega levels of expansion.
Super big.
Yeah, so we're going to bring a lot of original content as well. We've got a couple of things in the works, but
Yeah.
we'll
gonna
keep
have to
that,
just wait
we'll keep
for
that a
those.
secret.
We might start to... Yeah, Smallville. And we might start doing some movie commentaries.
Yeah, okay.
You want to?
You're just breaking this on me now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah, because, we have all the free time in the world.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll happily sit there and just randomly chat about a movie. Why
Yeah.
not? Let's get into some news, my friend.
Yes, let's do.
Look, we'll start it off with the sad stuff, and we'll move past, and we'll get into the good, happy, fun, loving stuff. That is later, if that makes any sense. Unfortunately, this week we lost another legend in Kenny Baker. Basically, best known for playing R2-D2 in Star Wars. Look, there's not much more of an iconic character, really, is there? And he played the character all through the first 6 movies. So, prequels and the originals.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know he did the prequels.
Yeah, for sure.
Far out.
So the guy's been doing it for a long, long time. And, a lot of tributes came through from Mark Hamill and all that sort of stuff, Peter Mayhew. But yeah, look, it's pretty sad to lose him. But I guess, we still get to see R2-D2 carry on.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. The memory lives on.
It does.
Let's move into some more positive news.
Is
this positive?
Is this positive?
Suicide Squad numbers and second week slide.
Yeah, massive slide. So
Yes.
reportedly 79% worth of its first week's takings gone
Down.
which is massive.
Yeah, that's huge. And Batman vs. Superman had this happen to that as well.
Yeah, but two differences. I don't think it was 79%. I think it was more around 60. It was a 60-ish% slide. And not only that, it had already made, 400 and something million dollars in its first weekend alone by the time it got to its second weekend and started to experience this slide.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad has taken $477 million in 12 days, which isn't terrible. But, if you're going to lose 79% of your weekend every week, you're going to end up making no money.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. Do you think movie studios should have shorter cinematic releases so they can just get it onto, digital and Blu-ray and all that?
Yeah, I think Yeah, look, I don't think it needs to be in the cinema for 3 months or
Yeah.
however long some of these things drag out, Civil War. But I think if, you will get a lot of revenue coming in from Blu-ray and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So,
exactly.
why not?
And you probably get more merchandise as well.
Well, you would. And, if you are experiencing these dramatic slides, is it really going to affect you that much heading into week 3?
Yeah, exactly.
When you're starting to make, $20 million a weekend instead of, 200. I think even that's high,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. But, yeah, look, I don't know. I don't think it's not going to make $1 billion, is it? No.
No.
I don't even know.
Oh, the ice cream truck's here.
Oh, should we go?
Yeah, you want it?
Yeah, we'll be back in a sec, folks. So anyway, back to the news. Yeah, look, I think it's in a lot of trouble. It's not going to make the money that Warner Brothers wanted it to make.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they had as a target.
$800 and something million, I believe.
Are you fucking kidding?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. They are never, ever, ever going to reach that.
Well, not now, but they didn't know that at the time when they set that target, did they?
Yeah, but even so, that's big numbers. I don't even think Batman vs. Superman got that high.
Yeah, it did. It ended up midway through the 800 millions, but I think that's a good enough sort of like basis to kind of go, all right, so we're, this massive movie, Batman vs. Superman, that, we poured all this money and time and effort and marketing and everything, only brought back slightly over what we wanted it to. And then, Suicide Squad comes out, it's not going to make as much money. You
Yeah.
kind of hope that it will, but it's not going to. You've got to kind of look at it and go, all right, well then maybe we're aiming a little too high.
Yeah, get some realistic expectations going on here, guys.
But I think the budget was $175 million, like the
Production budget.
production budget.
Yep. Double that for marketing.
Yeah, basically. So yes, technically probably in the black,
But just scraping over.
just scraping it
Yeah, far out.
and bleeding money. Critic proof for the first weekend only, apparently.
Yeah,
maybe.
apparently.
Next bit of news: Donald Glover seems to be in the front running. He is front running.
He's Usain Bolting.
He's Usain Bolting for the role of young Lando Calrissian in the Han Solo standalone movie.
I bet you're excited about this. You love Donald Glover.
I do love me some Donald Glover. I have
Do you
liked him,
prefer him as the actor or Childish Gambino?
the actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, great as Childish Gambino. That's fine. Musical career aside and all that sort of stuff, that's great. I've liked him as a writer since he was a writer on SNL. And then he obviously jumped into Community and found his fame, as it were, there.
Yeah.
And I've just loved the kid ever since then.
Fair
so
enough.
I think it's a really, and look, he's already been cast in Spider-Man: Homecoming. I think this will be. It's not like the guy is unknown, but I think this will be breakout stuff for him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Community it's like a cult classic.
It is.
It became cool after it was almost finished.
Yeah, it had 3 of the best seasons of TV comedy that I've seen in quite some time, and then 3 that were quite
Just rubbish.
lackluster. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say rubbish, but lackluster. But this, Lando Calrissian is such it's an iconic role made famous by Billy D. Williams, and to take that on, similar to the young man whose name completely escapes me right now that is taking on Han Solo, to take on the role of Lando Calrissian is major, but I think he's a cool young talent that I think will do awesome in the role.
Yeah, cool. Moving on, we've got some Punisher news.
Yes.
It's been confirmed for a 2017 release. Exact date has not been sorted.
Is it confirmed?
It's 100% confirmed. You heard it here first.
Are you confirming it?
Yes.
Like, has it been confirmed from any studio or anybody that actually
It's going on the record
counts?
that the Comic Confidential Network said it is confirmed.
Okay. Yeah, you heard it first, kids.
Yeah.
So then where does that fit in the grand scheme of things? Because we know this year we've got Luke Cage to come.
Yep.
Then next year we've got Iron Fist and the Defenders.
Mm.
So then where does it fit in that scale of movies?
Well, Troy,
Netflix shows.
I don't have all the bloody answers. I just have all the news.
Okay. So then
After it.
after what? After the Defenders.
Yeah.
I think after the Defenders.
Yeah, I think so.
Because there is a possibility that he will still turn up in the Defenders. There's no reason why he can't.
Well, they've used, they used some of his iconic imagery in the Defenders teaser.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't do that if you're not going to bloody put him in there, right?
Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe it's just sort of trying to throw you off. I think what you're referring to was more of a this is Marvel and Netflix and this is what we have coming.
Yeah,
rather
maybe.
than the actual Defenders one, because the Defenders one didn't actually have any imagery at all. It was just like, the sheets of paper folding back and all that sort
Yeah,
of
but
stuff.
it was hinting to people.
Yeah, but I don't think it ever hinted towards the Punisher.
Oh, man, it did. All of it.
Yeah, go watch it and you'll see that you're wrong. Anyway, so the one thing that I did read is that there are reports for casting that casting is underway for Microchip.
Yeah.
So official that Microchip will be probably turning up in this, which is cool.
Yeah.
Any ideas on who you would want?
No, casting questions.
Love them.
No.
Nothing.
No, I'm going off the record now.
Yeah.
Nah, no idea.
Okay. There is a guy that I think would be pretty cool, but I can't remember his name.
Oh, my God.
No, but I can tell you who. Like, I think his name is Pruitt something. Anyway, the movie Constantine.
Yeah.
You know his friend? Like the obviously I'm talking about the one with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, of course.
So the fat guy with the priest lad.
Yes.
Yeah, with the eyes that go weird. I can't
Yeah.
remember that guy's name for the life of me. I think,
Crazy Eyes.
Yeah, Crazy Eyes.
Yeah.
I think he'd be cool. But I don't know his name, and I apologize if he's listening.
Yeah. No, it's all right.
More casting news. Let's just move on. There is more casting news. Deadpool 2 right now. This is a bit controversial, I want to say.
Okay.
Because Deadpool 2 apparently, so the producers or whoever, the casting agents or whoever actually makes these choices, are eyeing Kyle Chandler and Mackenzie Davis for the roles of Cable and Domino. Now, before we go into actually who either of those people are,
Yeah.
cool as shit that they're going to have Domino in there as well, and I'm guessing that that's officially official.
Yeah.
If they're, if the rumors are coming out that they're casting for it, then there's a very good chance that we're going to get Domino,
Yeah.
which I think is cool. If you don't know who either of those people are, Kyle Chandler is best known for his role as Coach Eric Taylor from the fantastic TV show Friday Night Lights, if you haven't seen it.
He's also in Bloodline.
He is in Bloodline. He's in a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of movies and stuff like that.
He just rocks up.
He is. And you're like, oh, it's Coach Eric Taylor.
Yeah.
But you're always like, it's Coach Eric Taylor.
Just put me in, coach. I'm good.
So Kyle Chandler, Coach Eric Taylor, and Mackenzie Davis was recently in The Martian.
Yeah, she was an assistant scientist.
Yeah.
I don't know if she had really a lot of airtime in that.
I don't think so. I haven't actually seen the movie yet, to be honest with you. But I think she is also in *Halt and Catch Fire*, which is a show available on TV somewhere, but I also haven't seen it. From all reports, very talented, could be great for the role. But the whole controversial point is Kyle Chandler is not the person that anybody was ever thinking about.
He wasn't even on the radar.
I don't think so. However, I think if you look back, there are many, many things that we can look back to and kind of go, oh yeah, well, we fucked that up, didn't we? So, example, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. And people were like, fuck no, that's not going to happen. And now you would never have another
that's
like
exactly
Wolverine if you
right.
could avoid it. So there's that. You've got Heath Ledger as the Joker. Same thing. People were like, Heath Ledger, like, you're kidding yourself. But the biggest one, Ben Affleck as Batman.
Yeah.
When people were just literally chucking shit at walls because they were that angry. But yeah, it's, you just never know. Like I would hate, we've spoken about it before, I would hate to be a casting agent.
Yeah. How do you do this job, guys? It's ridiculous.
I feel like you just scroll through pictures on the internet, like you just type in old gray-haired dudes.
Yeah.
And you just, like in Hollywood. And then you go, oh yeah, that guy.
That guy's perfect.
And then you just give them a call and you say, hey, are you up for a role in Deadpool? And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, why not?
But anyway, weird choice.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I will never doubt anything that these people do until I see them do something bad for Deadpool.
That's right.
Is
And
what-
you're like the world's biggest Friday Night Lights fan.
yeah,
Like ever.
like ever. Challenge me. I dare you. Challenge me out there. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah, moving on. Hulu and Marvel have partnered for a live-action Runaway series.
Yeah.
And, hardly anyone is going to know who the Runaways are.
Yes.
but-
I barely know who the Runaways
Yeah,
are.
exactly. I'm they're just the tiniest blip of memory for me. But I had to research this.
Yeah.
But they debuted in 2003. And basically the story follows a bunch of teenage children of an evil crime syndicate known as the Pride.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, the Pride or the members of the Pride are actually their parents.
Yes.
Yeah. And so then they basically they run off and they form a team. Does
Yep.
that happen?
Yeah,
Called
I think
the
so.
Runaways. Look, I am going to, if this is actually happening, I'm going to go back and read the Runaways run.
Yeah,
If-
well, it was pretty short. It was only 18 not episodes, but issues.
yeah.
It got brought back later on for another little run.
Little
but
run.
Yeah, that's about it. But something that will get you very excited.
Yeah.
Here's a little bonus fun fact.
Yeah.
Troy is the world's biggest Gossip Girl fan as well.
That's a lie. But I am a fan of the show. I will, but what am I going to do? It's got Blake Lively in it.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Well, you're not going to watch it,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
But yeah, anyway, Josh Schwartz and Stephanie Savage, they're the creators of Gossip Girl.
Okay,
They're
thank you for
spearheading
clarifying.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
spearheading the development of this show. So,
Okay.
and I've got another question. Why isn't this on Netflix?
A, I don't know. B, you would think it would be good because Netflix have a habit of picking up these kind of more obscure creations and making them massive and making them things that people actually give a shit about and want to see.
Well,
I think a prime example of that is Jessica Jones,
Yeah.
who prior to that was very, very sort of known well within comic book fan circles, but outside of that, probably not so much. Now, borderline household name.
Yeah.
So Netflix and with the content that they're creating, it's right up their alley. But but Hulu,
Yeah, that's it. It's their direct competitor.
yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah, it is. Can we even get Hulu here? Is
No,
that even a thing?
no, we can't. So we won't be able to get
We'll
this.
never even see the show. So
Man,
what does it
we
matter?
tried. We tried the VPN shit. Didn't work.
Well.
Jerks.
Oh well. Anyway, Runaways coming to a Hulu near you.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman has confirmed that she is not. And let me just say, we have a lot of news this week.
So fucking
So
much.
if you're wondering why it's going for 3 hours, it's because we have a lot of stuff that we actually want to talk about. Natalie Portman has confirmed that she is not in Thor Ragnarok and she is quote unquote done with Marvel. So no more Jane Foster.
Thank fuck.
Well, I think this has been coming for a long time. I don't think it's a
I've
surprise
heard-
to anybody.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard this multiple times.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know why people would still be asking Natalie Portman if she's
Exactly.
going to be in the upcoming, they have had plenty of opportunities to bring her back into this universe at
Yeah,
some point.
yep.
And they've always written her out somewhere, like she's off world or she's, she's doing this or doing that. I think at some point they're going to have to write the character off
Yep.
or replace her with another actress.
Yeah.
And you can do that in this day and age, and people will probably chuck the shits, but they'll get over it pretty soon.
Will anyone actually really care? I don't think anyone would really care because she doesn't play the same role in these movies that she does in the comics, of course.
Yeah, but I think it's a case of she's a big enough character that you either write her out completely,
Yeah.
and you give it a reason as to why she's no longer around, or you bring her back in with somebody else.
Yeah, right.
And like I said, you can do it if you look at Batman Begins and The Dark Knight with Katie Holmes and Maggie Gyllenhaal. I didn't even blink an eye. It's like, oh, okay, that's the same person.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would have preferred Katie Holmes, by the way, if anyone cares.
Oh, yeah, correct.
But yeah, so yeah, I don't really see how this is news at this point in time.
Yeah.
because I'm pretty sure she said after the Dark World,
Yeah, she was done.
she was done. She didn't want to do any more superhero movies
Who
or
cares?
anything like that.
Natalie Portman, go back to Black Swanning.
Yeah, go dance. Go dance in a movie with that other chick that's in it.
Yeah. Talking about stories that are kind of beating the dead horse.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four screenwriter Jeremy Slater reveals his original epic plans for the reboot.
Yeah.
Why would you even bring this out now?
Yeah, I don't know.
That ship has sunk. It not only did it sail, it got out into the harbor, burst into flames. Now it's at the bottom of the ocean.
Just randomly. It's been there for hundreds of years. Salvage divers have discovered this old crappy tape of, Fantastic Four, and then they burnt that. I don't know why. It's kind of like Josh Trank once the movie basically sunk, as it were.
Yeah.
Coming out and saying, oh, no, but I had this cut of this movie that was going to be great. And I think that then after that, I think it was the actor whose name I can't remember who played Dr. Doom in the movie said, oh, no, there's this whole other cut of this movie that's like fantastic. It's amazing, but you'll never get to see it. And now it's, Jeremy Slater who's kind of come out and said, oh, hey, no, I had these really cool plans, but unfortunately they were shot down as well. And it's just like, man, just move on.
Yeah. Like, do you want a rundown of what he apparently had in mind for this?
Yeah, sure. Why not? It can't be any worse than what it was.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
This sounds like a bit of a shit story here, but anyway.
Annihilus, yeah.
Annihilus, is in the negative zone, described as a mech T-Rex that is super pissed.
Okay.
I don't know how that works. He doesn't look like a fucking T-Rex.
A mech T-Rex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Doom declaring war against the civilized world.
Yeah.
Mole Man unleashing a 60-foot genetically engineered monster in downtown Manhattan.
Hang on. Wait. So all of these things were going to happen?
Yeah,
in
all
his
of
movie?
these things.
These aren't just like other ideas that he had? This was
all of these
happening.
things.
Okay, yep.
He had a Saving Private Ryan style finale pitting the heroes against an army of Doombots.
Okay.
Which would have been actually pretty good.
Would have been cool, but kind of not in the vein of what the Fantastic Four is all about so much.
Yeah. Now, this next one, this is what gets me excited. They could have actually done this with this movie anyway.
Yeah.
The post-credit teaser would have been featuring Galactus and Silver Surfer destroying an entire planet.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
That would have been good because he is an awesome fucking character.
Yeah. I think from the sounds of it, though, like if this is what he was, we've got Annihilus, we've got Doctor Doom, we've got Mole Man, then there's Doombots, there's Galactus and the Silver Surfer, and then you've obviously got the Fantastic Four and all this sort of stuff. You're just trying to jam things into, like this movie, this hour and a half, 2 hour long movie, and it's just going to be crap, and that's what people need to stop doing.
Yes, exactly. And the reason none of that got actually done is because it would have been too expensive.
Oh, really?
And it's like, oh, well, no fucking wonder, mate.
Oh, a 60-foot genetically engineered monster in downtown Manhattan is not going to be cheap. Neither is what'd you say, a mech T-Rex?
Yeah, mech T-Rex.
That is super pissed, if that's the way he's actually put it.
That's how he's put it.
If you are going into like a boardroom and you are going to pitch an idea to a board, and keep in mind that somebody has also done that with Sharknado and it worked. The movie Sharknado, Sharks and a Tornado, right? If you're going to go in there and say, oh yeah, I'm going to have some of it in the negative zone, and there's going to be this mechanical looking T-Rex, and it's going to be super pissed.
Yeah,
people will probably not buy it, I would say.
Oh, but wait, there's more.
Okay.
I've got fucking a big thing going down in Manhattan. Got a war going on as well.
Yep. I want to do a Saving Private Ryan style ending.
Yeah.
Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah.
Because I think we all need to move on from the Fantastic Four until
Marvel.
Fox and Marvel come to some sort of agreement. It is never going to happen. It's just going to be the same thing, because what Fox will do, they'll do the same thing again. They'll get towards the end of their contract or whatever it is. They'll pump something out in order to keep the rights to it, and it'll be a shitstorm.
Man, you know what I want to see?
What?
Silver Surfer versus fucking Vision.
Okay.
Just throwing that out there.
Randomly?
Yeah, just make that happen.
Okay, let's talk about some cool stuff. So there was some really, 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 really cool stuff that happened this week.
Yes,
now,
and it's pretty much all fucking DC related here.
It is. So we've got all the shitty news out of the way, apart from Kenny Baker, of course. Rest in peace. Henry Cavill Instagrammed a photo of, we're calling it the black suit of Superman, the black Superman suit, because it's just basically, it looks like a shoulder section or something like that.
No, it's like the chest part.
Is it? Is it his pec area?
Yeah.
Anyway, and he's obviously hashtagged Superman and all that sort of stuff. So obviously, we are getting the black suit Superman, the return of Superman from the death of him, or whatever, however you want to put it.
Yeah.
I think they've done the death of Superman. Now it's time for the return of Superman. Yes, so this is very exciting.
It has to be happening.
It has to be happening, and it will happen, and that's fine. Where do you think it happens? Is it in Justice League?
Has to be. Like, why would you be showing this off this early?
I don't know.
You know, they've only just started thinking about making Superman 2.
Yeah.
There is no way they would have this, like, their props ready for this.
Yeah.
They probably haven't even allocated budgets for it yet.
Yeah.
So this definitely 100% has to be from Justice League.
Yeah. I hope so. Like,
Yeah.
I really do. Like, I think it'll be, I think it's going to be, well, okay. I've said this before. I think it's going to be awesome, but who actually knows? Because, you know, it's like, I still like Batman vs. Superman. You know, and I did like Suicide Squad. I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
But they haven't necessarily lived up to the expectations that I think I initially had. But, you know, Justice League is looking like it's going to be the goods, but it's still Zack Snyder-ish, because he is still involved.
Yeah.
But I think this is one of the first ones that Jeff Johns is going to be heavily involved in as well. So hopefully there can be some counterbalance.
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah, looking forward to it. But it was such a good tease, man. Like it was, you know,
I screenshotted it, texted it to you straight away.
to me.
Check this shit out.
I think
Troy.
I had like literally just woken up, and that's the first thing I saw, and it's like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Moving on, Cyborg is set to appear in the Flash movie. So coming up in 2018, directed by Rick Famuyiwa, who I mentioned earlier. And if you aren't familiar with this guy's work, his work is pretty damn good. I was going to say pretty damn dope, because that would be a good segue into the name of his actual movie, which is Dope. But I didn't. But then I did. So,
Man, you love wrecking your segues.
yeah.
Eh?
Anyway, my point is, this movie has the potential to be, in my opinion, the best of the lot.
Yeah, easily. And, you know, this was actually rumored to be happening a long time ago.
Yeah.
We reported on it probably in our first couple of episodes.
Yeah.
And it's good that this is actually happening. These are two great characters.
Yeah. It's, you know, whether it's going to be Cyborg himself or whether it's going to be Victor Stone, like, it depends how it's all going to fit in
Into the
together.
timeline, yeah.
Yeah, like it could end up being a Flash in Suicide Squad sort of deal.
Yeah.
I don't think it will, but it could be. But, you know, we'll see. And like, I think the interplay between these two young actors will be great.
Yeah.
You know, Ezra Miller is going to be fantastic in this role. Man, I'm looking forward to this movie.
Yeah, it's going to be really
now,
good.
Even more so now that there's going to be the Cyborg as well. And, you know, it's a good test to see if he, you know, will be. This and Justice League will be a good test to see if the guy will be able to, you know, handle his own solo movie later on down the track.
Yeah, definitely.
Which I don't think has.
Cyborg?
Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't tell you.
I don't think it has. But
You almost don't need it.
you probably don't. But I mean, it's kind of unfair.
Well,
like
it's not-
every other member of the Justice League gets a solo movie except for you.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're a robot.
Yeah, you don't need it, mate.
Yeah.
You're
'Cause
bloody everywhere.
You don't have human feelings.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
good point.
Shazam. Okay, we finally,
Oh, man.
36,000 years later, we finally have some Shazam news. And basically, this has come out that I think it's who is it? It's not the director. Has essentially said that it is 100% connected to the DC Entertainment Universe.
Yes, which is awesome. Which makes me wonder, where will this fit in that timeline?
Yeah. Well, okay. So,
So-
since it's already 2016 and we're still in
Yeah.
pre-production, this is like a 2020 movie.
Well, it's scheduled for a 2019 release.
Well, is it? Because scheduled
Well,
is different to
yeah.
actually being released, because there is literally nothing about this movie so far other than this news and the fact that for the last 20 years, The Rock has been
casted, yeah.
as Black Adam. Yeah,
Can we like just steamroll this forward more?
I would love to see this movie, man.
It's
I really
unreal.
want to see this movie. I still have trepidations about The Rock as Black Adam.
He's a fucking terrible actor, and I don't care what anyone says, man.
That's fair. And while his acting has gotten better, it's still not amazing, is it?
It's
kind of
terrible.
just The Rock playing The Rock.
Exactly.
Well, Dwayne Johnson. But I just, you know, because like Black Adam is a fairly big favorite character of mine.
Yeah.
And I just don't know. I think it's all gonna it's gonna depend on how they play the character. It's also going to depend on who they cast as Shazam as well, Captain Marvel, but Shazam. We're going to have to call him Shazam. That's what they've decided on. Who would you recommend casting wise? And I know this is the hardest thing on the planet, but any ideas for who you would cast as Shazam?
No idea. But someone on Twitter recommended John Hamm.
Yeah,
going back to my Mad Men exception.
Yeah.
I can see it happening, but this guy has the weirdest body I've ever seen on in person.
Really?
He has he looks jacked.
Yeah.
His head makes him look really jacked.
Yeah.
He's got the squarest jaw, man. You cut yourself on it if you hit him.
Yeah.
But his body, man, just lets him down.
Yeah, right.
He's got real skinny legs, real skinny arms.
Yeah.
He's just got a crap rig.
Just got a crap rig. John Hamm, hit the weights, champ.
Yeah, get it together.
Get it together, and you could win this role.
You can. You're the most handsome man in the world.
Yep.
You can take any bloody role you want, and you're looking rubbish. Get it together.
I don't know necessarily that I'd want John Hamm.
Yeah, I'm not saying yes to that.
But I think he could pull it off, though. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know. I think it needs to be probably younger, because I think John Hamm's pushing mid-40s, yeah?
He's 50, man.
Oh, well, there you go. So even older.
Yeah, he's over
and look,
50.
And I know The Rock is, also pushing, early to mid-40s, I think.
Yeah.
But I think we need a younger Shazam, just to pull off that youthful kind of childish
absolutely.
attitude that he sort of sometimes has.
They can take a completely new approach to it. It doesn't have to be like that middle-aged man. It could be an older teenager or something like that.
Yeah, I think you'd be looking, sort of like a. Think of who's a person? Like an Army Hammer.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that sort of guy, that kind of look.
Yeah.
Yeah, and has already worked opposite Henry Cavill, which, worked well. So let's do that. Let's do that.
Make it happen.
The Flash TV show news, my friend.
Yes.
So, one of the villains.
Pump it straight into my veins. Come on, do it.
One of the villains has been confirmed as Savitar, who is another speedster.
Yep.
And from everything...
Can't get away from the speedsters.
Can't get away from it. And from everything that I've read, between him and Dr. Alchemy, these will probably be the two main villains of the season.
Yeah, okay.
So we do have a speedster villain again, season 3, but apparently... This is literally what I read, right? So take this as you will. So Savitar is I think it's some Hindu word for the god of speed or something like that.
Yeah.
And so the showrunners or whoever it was has said this guy, he's all about speed. He's not like Zoom, he's not like Reverse Flash. All he wants is speed. And I'm like, hang on a second.
Hang on, isn't that what both of those people wanted?
Well, not so much Reverse Flash, but isn't that exactly what Zoom wanted?
Well, no, the Reverse Flash did need more speed. Remember, he made the tachyon device.
Yeah, okay, that's true. But I think more his design is to torment Barry and basically send him into this infinite loop of misery and madness. Whereas Zoom just wanted to be the fastest and the only speedster left.
That's a really weird way to be a villain.
Yeah,
I just want to be the quickest.
Yeah, either way, it's kind of like you're just doing the same thing again. You're trying to say that it's not, but you are. You're doing exactly the same thing. So here's hoping Dr. Alchemy plays a much bigger part. Here's hoping that they do a lot more with Mirror Master, who's also been confirmed.
He has to be one of the biggest villains.
He's not.
That's crazy. He has to be. He's part of the Rogues Gallery.
From everything that I've read so far, and it's dead set. It will be Dr. Alchemy and it will be Savitar.
That's fucking stupid. You know what? I really hope Savitar is just part of the Flashpoint story arc.
Yeah,
because you see him in the promo and he's with Wally West.
Yeah,
so Kid Flash.
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, I don't know, man.
It all depends how that plays out.
Exactly. I don't want another speedster villain. Let's just put it out there. But let's see. And they're also doing a 2-parter in Gorilla City, which is going to be cool as shit. So bring back Gorilla Grodd.
See, that's a great character. He's not a speed villain, but he attacks the speed force.
Yeah, and
it's great.
He's still, it's still a very, very big, screen presence as well. Literally, but also metaphorically. He's a big threat. But they've never really done anything with him any more than like an episode here and an episode there.
Yeah.
But we're going to Gorilla City, man. So
Bring it on.
Take me down to Gorilla City.
So that means we're going back to Earth 2.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Which means a whole bunch of things.
Yes,
could
it
happen.
does.
So
Yep.
we'll leave that where it lies.
Well,
Because there are numerous possibilities.
yeah, it's never ending. You don't want to go down that loophole.
Exactly. Supergirl TV show. Remember when we said we were never going to talk about Supergirl again?
Yeah, but then it jumped on the CW and won us over again.
Yep. And now,
Bloody
we
jerks.
talk about it every week.
Now, this news is going to be heavy with spoilers, so skip ahead like maybe 5 minutes or something.
Yeah. Is it though? I don't know if it is.
Well, it is, and these have been confirmed, so...
Spoiler alert, everyone.
Spoiler alert, going off big time. Now, the CW has confirmed that Chris Wood will be playing Mon-El in season 2 of Supergirl.
Yep.
And the Kryptonian pod that we see at the end of season 1
Yes.
belongs to the Legion of Superheroes.
I like the way you dragged that out. It was
Yeah.
such a big announcement.
Man, I love the Legion. I got a Legion ring somewhere.
Somewhere. It's like, I love them so much that somewhere in my house I have a
I'm
ring
sure
somewhere.
it's like in that cupboard right there.
I'm sure it is. Look, it is cool. So, whether that means that they are going to be heavily involved in this season or not, but think about that for a second. There is a possibility that we're going to have, the Justice Society of America teaming up with the Legends of Tomorrow. Then we're going to have Arrow and Flash and Supergirl and all of them crossing over, and we may also get the Legion of Superheroes at some point, which is cool as shit. Because Mon-El himself is a part of that. So whether we just get that one character for now, and maybe that's who's in the pod, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Whether it's just that or whether we get more of these characters from the Legion of Superheroes, man, that could be cool as shit.
Yeah, man. Well, do you remember the Legion's episode from Smallville?
Yes,
It
of
was
course I
so
do.
fucking good.
It was like one of the best episodes they did.
Yeah.
Because it's actually, one of the first times where we actually got to see some stuff happen.
Yeah.
That was cool. That and when they did the old school Justice Society of America.
Yeah, that
as
was
well.
really good.
That was another good episode. This show has already hinted towards the Legion of Superheroes previously, though, in season 1.
Yeah, that's right. When the Flash did the crossover, you got to see it when he was doing his interdimensional travel.
Yep.
Got to see it in the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, that's right.
So good.
And I think there was another reference when Kara herself went to the Fortress of Solitude for the first time.
That's right. Yeah, it was sitting there.
I think she
Same
saw it
scene.
herself then. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's when we saw it in IRL, as it were. So Legion of Superheroes, going to be awesome if they play it off. If you don't know who Mon-El is, he's kind of like, he has pretty much the same sort of powers as Superman, except he's not from Krypton.
No, he is from Daxam.
Daxam.
Yes.
He's a Daxamite,
And
apparently.
he doesn't get affected by kryptonite.
Daxomian? I don't know what it is. Anyway.
Yeah, something like that. He doesn't get affected by kryptonite, but gets affected by lead.
Yeah.
How weird.
Well, yeah.
There's plenty of that on Earth, mate. You're done for.
Take it easy. But he does have, I think he was gifted he takes, essentially imagine it like lead supplements.
So he gets immune to it.
Yeah.
So he
it
could be
doesn't-
shot, really, if
it
you think
doesn't-
about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, he could. So, but it doesn't affect him as much because of this stuff that he takes. But look, if this happens, man, this is going to be cool. This is going to be cool as shit.
Hey, talking about things that are cool as shit.
Yeah, okay.
Batman voice actor Kevin Conroy
Yes.
had an issue.
So this was much earlier in the week.
Yeah, it was. This is one of the first stories that we had, but we just bunched our news together.
Yeah, we definitely wanted to speak about it. So
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy's got some beef.
Yeah, got some bat beef going on here. Apparently, he told IGN, personally, I love the fact that Batman, in the stories I've done, and the way he's being rendered by Bruce, Tim, and Paul Dini, the people I've worked with most closely, he never kills anyone. He doesn't cross that line. Batman is not a killer.
That's
Now,
true.
Before you jump
Sort
in
of.
here,
Yeah.
you know what else Batman doesn't do, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Conroy? Is fuck his proteges on the roof.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a pot calling a kettle black, mate.
It is.
Check yourself.
Look, yeah, fair. I understand where he's coming from, and I know a lot of people will agree. And I did ask the question on Twitter, and I think a lot of people sort of more jump to his defense because it's kind of like Batman doesn't kill. He has a no-kill policy and all that sort of stuff. Look, I'd be totally okay with Batman, like, not killing.
Yeah.
But I personally believe, and I don't know if I'm just reading too much into it, but I personally believe in Batman vs. Superman, they set up enough context to actually, give you an understanding as to why at this point in his life he might just not give a fuck anymore.
Yeah, he's done. He's just like, well, fuck it.
He's tried the same way for so long and it just hasn't worked.
Yeah.
So while it mightn't have come across as well as it should have in the movie itself, I think the context was there, and I think the redemption was there as well. And I think going forward, I don't think we will see that from him, because I think within Batman vs. Superman as well, we got the whole turnaround, whether it was Alfred or whether it was his interactions with Superman or whatever it was. I feel like he got that, he got that purpose again.
Yeah.
And the purpose is, to create the Justice League and all that sort of stuff. And I think, now knowing and going forward, I don't think we'll see that side. So while it mightn't have been delivered properly, I do honestly believe the context was there, and I'm 100% okay with it.
Yep.
And let's not forget that it has happened multiple times before in the character's history.
That's right.
So it's not the first time,
and
we've
not even
ever
on
seen
screen.
Him. Yeah, exactly. It's not the first time we've ever seen him kill. So you can't say Batman has a no-kill policy, because while in the I guess the majority law, he doesn't. But it has happened.
Yeah.
It's not completely beyond the realms of possibilities.
That's right.
One thing I don't think I've ever seen him do, though, is bang his best mate's daughter.
Yeah.
You got a very good
Yeah,
point.
so, mate, go figure.
Yeah. And just, like, remember, and, like, not reading too much into this, like, in regards to Kevin Conroy himself, but he did also have beef with the voice that Christian Bale used for his Batman.
Oh.
So I'm not saying, listeners, that he's being petty or anything like that. I just think he has his way and he likes it. And I think fans like it as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't need to comment.
Yeah, I don't think it's, it's not for him to necessarily criticize.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't think you'd ever see, Christian Bale or Ben Affleck or anything like that going, oh, you know what, Kevin Conroy, I hate the way you voice act that part of that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know, man. I don't know that it's right in voicing an opinion.
Yeah,
like
he
that.
doesn't need to, mate. You just need to sit down and get your paychecks and
Do your job, which
Do your
is
job,
fantastic.
yeah.
You do a really good job, but do it your way. Let these guys do it theirs. And he did praise Ben Affleck a little bit as well. So to his credit, he did praise him, and he says something along the lines of he likes what Ben Affleck is doing with the character. It's just different.
yeah.
Which, that's fine.
It's different, but I don't like it, and it's wrong, but it's okay.
Yeah, basically.
Now, the biggest news of the week, in my opinion, is James Gunn was offered a chance to direct a DC movie.
Yeah. So, yeah, I see. I disagree. I don't think this is big news.
I think it's massive news.
Okay. Tell me why.
Why?
Yeah.
Because this guy is like movie gold at the moment.
He is.
DC, as much as I hate to say it, they need some movie gold.
Yeah, but he's turned it down.
He did turn it down.
Yeah.
My money was on that he got offered Green Lantern.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, but I mean, if he did Green Lantern in the way that they want to do Green Lantern, I think it runs very, very close to a Guardians of the Galaxy type of thing anyway. So.
And I think that's why he probably turned it down.
Yeah.
And, the reason is, the fact that he could turn a bunch of nobodies, a.k.a., the Guardians of the Galaxy, into a film that makes nearly $1 billion, makes him the right guy for the Green Lantern, because they're doing the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
So, it's not just... It's really an ensemble movie, so he's the right guy. He's got previous experience.
Yeah, and look, the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 comes out next year. Whether they do a third,
I think
knows
it's
at this
doing,
point.
Yeah, I think they're doing a trilogy with that.
Yeah, cool. And I hope they do. Like, I fucking love Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And I hope they do. But that's gonna, like, this guy's too busy. He ain't got time for that shit. Yeah, I guess the only thing that I took away from all this is that he did say that if he was ever to do one, his interest would be in Swamp Thing or Shazam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He obviously has a soft spot for these, like, unique characters.
Yeah.
You know, not the cool kids.
Yeah. Yeah. And look, either of those, I'd love to see him do it. I just don't think it works right now.
Yeah. Well, that's why these movies have been scheduled for 1920.
Yeah.
So
1920.
yeah, 2000.
Oh, 2019 and 20.
God,
19,
yeah,
20.
19, 20.
Yeah. Look, guys, thanks for sticking with us through that news segment. That was mental.
And that's going to bring us to the weekly wrap, the segment where we break down all the week's TV action, which is really just the one show at the moment.
Currently.
And that was Outcast. It was the finale, This Little Light. Everyone tries to deal with all the shit that's happening, and it's pretty intense.
Yeah. So that's basically the only way you can really sum up this episode.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, for me, it's just intensity from start to finish, to the point that, you know, this is like, you know, it's done its work in the sense that it kind of made me a believer again.
How?
Well, look, it's not to say that it's redeemed the entire thing, but like, it's like, man, for me, that was a brilliant finale. I know you don't agree.
No, not at all.
Which I just like is mind blowing to me, because for all the shit that we've seen, like from episode 2 probably to episode 9 or no 8, you know, to finish on this note is just it was brilliant, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, I saw your notes during the week, and I was like, I rewatched the episode because I was like, obviously I missed something here.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's called having a sense of taste and style and understanding what good TV is.
Really, Troy?
That's what you're missing.
Is that what you think it is?
Yeah, look, for me, like, you can't tell me that the whole possession arc of Megan like wasn't perfect.
How was that perfect?
How was it not? Like, how was
Oh
it
my
not?
God.
Okay, how was it not? Because I know why it was, and I will tell you my points. But you know, you're obviously quite passionate about as to why it was so shit. So why was it so shit?
She almost didn't need to get possessed. It really added nothing to the story.
How?
How did it add anything? All that happened was that she killed her husband.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, it didn't add anything to this.
You do realize that you're missing one of the biggest plot points of this whole show.
Okay.
Is that the fact that if it wasn't for his daughter, Kyle's daughter, she is the one who actually eventually released the dankness from Megan, right? So this whole thing led to us finding out that I don't even know what the kid's name is, but she is the same. She is basically an outcast, exactly like her dad.
Yes.
Right? So that helped to bring all that. But what I am talking about...
But does that make you go, yeah, awesome?
Yeah, it does, because it makes you realize that it is never going to end for these people. Like, it's just an ongoing cycle of just shit for them.
Exactly. Like this whole show.
No, think about this for a second, and like take yourself away from, like, I don't even know what you watched, but take yourself away from, you know, the actual story, but think about it visually. Like, visually, the first 15, 20 minutes of this show was some of the best shit I've seen this year on TV. So cinematography wise, like the direction and all that sort of stuff.
Don't get me wrong. This show is always shot beautifully.
Yep.
And I think that's the only thing the show really has going for it. You know, it has little like glimpses of light, but I think the storytelling in this show is just shit.
I think, looking at where we are now, I still agree with a lot of things that we've said. Like, it was very, very, very slow moving in the middle section, and it was painfully slow at times. And there are a couple of characters that you just don't really give a shit about. But I think ultimately, you know, with a finale of this kind of, like, this level, it's redeemed a lot of it, not all of it. I'm not even saying that the show is safe for next season for us.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that it was kind of a like almost like a breath of, you know, like a release of kind of, I don't even know what I'm saying really. My point is more that it was a payoff. That finally, by the end of it, like, we got something that, you know, I've been waiting for since episode 1. It's the same, like, it started off incredibly strong, it finished incredibly strong. Everything in the middle, unfortunately for the show, was lackluster.
I have to disagree. You know, I think the payoff that the daughter is, you know, a dankness remover
Yeah.
is not a good payoff for this show. That is not what I wanted from this, and I don't know what I wanted from this. Maybe I wanted to find out what they want from him.
Well, you kind of have an idea. They're drawn to him. Like I think like one of the bigger revelations that we got from this episode is when Sydney and Kyle come face to face again.
Yes.
And Kyle is kind of like, you know, like, what are you? Where are you from? Sort of thing, you know, all that sort of stuff. And I think Sydney basically turns around and he kind of says that, you know, he hints at the fact that they can't stay where they're from. And, you know, when he's asked as to where that is, you know,
He just walks away.
he doesn't. He says they're from the same place you are.
Yeah.
So
And there's no payoff. It's like, cool, great. Now I have to wonder this again.
think of the possibilities that it opens up, though.
Oh, I understand
we've
that.
moved beyond the religious kind of like connotations of the show, like where it's, you know, is this the devil? Are we dealing with demons and all that sort of stuff? You know, we're talking about the fact like it could be aliens, it could be like a friggin' parasite, it could be God knows what else. It could be, you know, like something from another plane of existence. You know, a la Stranger Things, which you'd know
fucking
if you had
spoiler alert,
you know, if you had seen it.
You dickhead.
But you know, I think it's just it was. Look, I don't even know what to say, in the sense that, you know, you're just going to disagree with me anyway. So fuck you, man.
Yeah, no. Come on, tell me.
No, look. I think when you look at the strength on the, like, say Megan is a prime example.
Yeah.
Now, you're saying that has gone like nowhere, and there's no payoff to the show and all that sort of stuff. Every single little thing that they've ever done with this character has now built into, you know, this possession and all that sort of stuff. And she's now left about as fucked as you can be, you know, in this sort of situation. So what they've done is they've kind of like, they've built this character as much as they can along the way, and they've kind of like, you know, they've made you have to kind of care about her in the sense of, you know she's a big part of it, you know she's close to Kyle and all that sort of stuff. The payoff for her is there. Like the payoff for her character, it's because, you know, like everything is fucked, and it's like another person in Kyle's life that has had their life completely ruined because of it.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, and then you've got Reverend Anderson, who I, you know, genuinely don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
But has finally come to the realization, that, you know, his stuff doesn't work. Which, you know, he may have sort of hinted at before, but I think this is a concrete sort of, you know, I get it. Hasn't dropped the fact that he still thinks it's like a God versus the devil sort of thing, but fully understands that everything that he has done previously is worth nothing.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, I think there were quite a lot of little payoffs, but
Well, that payoff I do agree with. You know, it's, call it from straight away, he's just a shit bloke.
yeah.
He's figured it out. He is a shit bloke. What he's done didn't work. He's come to terms with it. So he murders a kid.
Yeah. Basically.
You know, actually, this kid, he was more interesting to me than half the bloody characters in this TV show. And he had, 3 episodes, 2 episodes? Hardly anything.
Yeah. But you're not giving me any real reasons why you hated it so much.
Hated it.
Yeah.
I told you, Kyle's sister's story was like rubbish. Like, I understand, yeah, okay, it's all to, you know, build Kyle's story.
Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't really, because he just ends up leaving. He doesn't take his sister. That emotional baggage is now there. He doesn't take it with him.
Yeah, but that's what finales do. Finales traditionally separate the main characters,
You know,
to bring them back together, you know, in a different set of circumstances or whatever it is.
It doesn't even show how she actually reacts to the fact that her husband is now dead. You just get her bottom lip like trembling a little bit. That was it.
Yes, but this is not a cliffhanger finale. Like this isn't.
I'm not asking
This
it
isn't
to
The
be.
Walking
But
Dead
you're
where
saying
it leaves you with like this one big thing, and you're like, oh fuck, I've got to wait till next season to see that. This is all slight little subtle payoffs that will come back into fruition into like in season 2. So they're not done with that character. So you don't need to see the end of her story, as it were, because then you could just leave her behind and it doesn't matter, like a broken shell. But they're not done with her yet. Same as they're not done with Reverend Anderson.
Right.
Same as they're not done with, Carl and his kid. Leaving them in that position where, they think they're escaping and they've finally left Rome and all that sort of stuff, only to find out that no matter where they go, these people are going to find them. It's such, like, it worked for me, I guess, because it's not a cliffhanger finale or anything like that, but it worked for me. And you've got to look at the subtleties in the sense of, like, even the episode title, This Little Light, it's all, like, sort of, it's all like based around his kid. So she is now exactly the same beacon of light for these things that he is.
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. I thought it was great. Doesn't necessarily mean I want to go back for season 2 to review. I'll definitely watch it.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, but I don't know whether we'll come back and review it as such. But for me, that was a really good finale.
Okay, fair enough. Agree to disagree.
No, we don't. We just disagree.
No. Yeah, we're agreeing that we're both dickheads.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so this will be interesting. Rate it for me then. So
Rate it. I'm going to give this episode a 2.
What?
Mate, that's how I feel.
That is your lowest rated episode of this entire season.
No, I'm pretty sure I gave this a 1.
No, you didn't. You never did. I think
I'm
letting you know.
No, you're wrong.
I think you gave it a 1.5 at one point for one episode.
Well, that's the lowest then, Troy.
That's the lowest, but like this is second to that. You're saying this is the second worst episode of the season.
Yeah,
like I genuinely don't know what you were watching.
Okay. To stroke your ego, I will give this 2.5.
It doesn't matter. It's just I'm beyond words.
That's
I guess
fine.
Because for me it's like a 4.5. That's like it's the complete polar opposite of what you believe.
You
like,
call
this
so
episode was.
you think this finale is as good as the Preacher finale because that's what you gave that.
No, but I'm saying in the basis of this show and how I've rated it, this is how high I would rate it in regards to the rest of it. Like I think
it's not your true rating. You're rating this as a 4.5 Outcast score, not a 4.5 Troy score.
Yeah, and we all know our rating system is for shit, and it doesn't actually matter. But for me, like this was as close to as good as this show has gotten all season, and I thought like from episode 1 it had a shitload of potential, and I think that paid off in the end. The middle didn't, and that's what's ruined it for me for the season anyway. But yeah, I did enjoy it. If I would say that I enjoyed it on a similar scale to Preacher.
You are a crazy motherfucker.
Hey everyone, let us know what you thought.
Yeah.
If you actually do watch the show, if you haven't been turned off by the last 8 episodes of us bagging it out.
And suddenly Troy just loves it.
Well, no, as I loved the first episode though. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
swings and roundabouts, my man. Swings and roundabouts. So this week it's all about teamwork. So when you just can't get a job done by yourself, you call on your friends.
You call your mates, you buy a carton, and you get it bloody done.
And you just get it done. We're not talking about building a shed or anything like that. What we're talking about is we are talking about our top 5 Marvel and DC movie team-ups. So from X-Men in 2000 to Suicide Squad this month, the team-up movies have been coming out thick and fast. So we've picked our top 5, and we're going to break them down and find out exactly who has the best on-screen team within the Marvel and DC universe. So,
starting off, are we going to do numbers?
Ooh, do you want to do numbers? Well, it is a top 5, so I guess we kind of have to.
Are these actually in like order of top 5?
Yes.
Yes. Actually, I'm looking at the list and I will agree.
Well, thank you.
So starting with number 5.
So number 5, we're going to do Suicide Squad. Believe it or not.
Believe it or not.
Believe it or not. It's only just come out, 2016, obviously, and directed by David Ayer. Not the world's greatest movie that you'll ever see, but the team itself, consisting of Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Rick Flag, El Diablo, Killer Croc, Katana, and Captain Boomerang, are all pretty dope.
They are pretty dope, and they go up against a pretty mediocre villain in the form of the Enchantress and her army of weirdo pimple face.
Yeah, pimple face.
Acne army.
The Acne army. Yeah, so they go up against Enchantress and the Acme Army, and of course,
Amanda Waller, technically.
yeah, technically, she's probably the biggest bad. So what makes them so good?
Because they're bad.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They're kind of they're a lovable bunch of bad guys that when you think about it, they have, aside from probably Diablo, have no real like powers.
No.
Do they?
And, like, if you really think about this, man, they're sending a girl with a baseball bat to go take on a damn witch.
Yeah,
Like, where's the fucking logic in that?
It's super weird. It's super weird, but it kind of brings out my point that, you know, even while having no like actual superpowers, as it were, like I understand Killer Croc is a metahuman, as it were, so probably has enhanced strength and, you know, physicalities and all that
Yeah.
sort of stuff. Diablo
Does
has the
weird little swims.
yeah, he can swim really good. That's a thing. But I think without having those power sets, they still manage to kick some major ass, because a bunch of humans do go up against, you know, this powerful 4,000-year-old witch woman.
Yeah.
But I think the coolness of these characters is what gets me. The fact that they are bad. I wish we got to see them be a little bit badder.
Yeah, I
or
wanted to
more
see
bad.
them be a little bit naughty.
Yeah, a little bit naughty. But look, they still manage to kick a whole bunch of ass. They look good while they're doing it.
Yep.
They're not PC. They're the new kids on the block. They're basically critic proof. They are right, you guys.
Yeah.
Look, I think they're cool. I think Deadshot is cool as a character.
awesome.
Because we're talking about the characters themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not rating movies.
That,
Okay?
that's exactly right.
And
So
that's-
don't get this wrong.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
So we are by no means saying that Suicide Squad is the fifth best Marvel or DC movie to be released. What we are saying is that the team that has been brought
Put together is the fifth best.
fifth best team on screen.
On screen and deal with it. All right, so that's going to take us to number 4, The
No-
Avengers.
Yes,
2002,
2012.
2012.
Yep.
That's a bit better, isn't it?
It is.
Directed by Joss Whedon. And the team includes Iron Man, Captain America, the Hulk, my boy,
Le Hulk.
Thor, Hawkeye, and Black Widow.
Exactly. These guys go up against a little bit more than a shitty witch. They do go up against Loki and essentially the destruction of New York / the world from a Chitauri invasion.
These movies might all have something very similar in common, is that they're going up against a big blue laser going into the sky.
There is a lot of blue lasers into the sky, indeed. Look, what makes them so good?
Man, the Hulk.
They have a Hulk.
They have a Hulk, man.
Yep.
And this was our first time we actually got like a pretty decent on-screen like cast.
Yeah, look, it's
We had the Fantastic Four before this, and that was all pretty rubbish.
yeah, but this is the first of the big sort of like team ups.
Yeah.
When we're talking about major characters here, so you know when you're talking about guys that are like Hulk and Thor and you know all that sort of stuff, it's you know we've seen them all individually, but to bring these massive characters who at the time were all at like the peak of their sort of cinematic sort of universes.
That's it. Yeah, all these characters, excluding the Hulk,
obviously, and you know Black Widow,
and
Hawkeye. Half of these
half
characters.
of these characters. Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
everyone was just at the peak. So this was a brilliant time to bring out this movie. Knock the socks off everyone.
Yeah, and you know, I guess also what you can look at that makes them so good as a team is that they probably by far have the biggest power set as a whole.
Yeah,
on this
that's
list.
exactly it.
Consider the fact that they have 3 non-superpowered people in Black Widow, Hawkeye, and technically Tony Stark. They are packing some big guns, as it were.
Indeed.
Yeah, so that's good. On top of that, they probably did leave the biggest trail of destruction in their wake as well.
Yeah, which is
I
like
would
never
say.
really referenced to too much.
Yeah, not
until, like Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah,
Like, if you think about it, like they've literally destroyed half a city.
well, and we're gonna talk about that later. But and then they go in Avengers: Age of Ultron. They go to Sokovia and they
To actually destroy a whole city.
an entire country almost.
Yeah.
yeah. So definitely the biggest power set, also the biggest destruction. But they have a Hulk, man. They have a Hulk and they have a God of Thunder. They are worthy of the top 5 for sure.
Correct. That's going to take us to number 3.
Number 3, and this is where it's going to get contentious.
Yeah, it
Gage,
is.
let
This
me
is
tell
like
you.
the race is getting tight. We're into that final 100.
This is where people are gonna this is where they're gonna agree or they're gonna disagree. This is where we might cop some rage from the internet, as we've been known to do.
It's our
every
favorite.
now
It
and then.
feeds our souls.
I enjoyed it. It's great. Captain America: Civil War, another 2016 movie directed by the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
Now this movie has two teams, don't it?
It does.
So it's got Team A, I guess,
In the red corner?
in the red corner. Team Cap, as it were.
Oh, he'll be blue.
Yeah, he'd be blue.
Yeah, okay.
In
So
the
in the
red,
blue-
in
in
the
the blue-
red, white, and blue corner, we've got Captain America. We've got Bucky, the Winter Soldier. You've got Falcon, Ant-Man, Scarlet Witch, and Hawkeye. In the red and yellow, sometimes silver, sometimes what other colors has he got? In Team Iron Man, let's say, you've got Iron Man, War Machine, Vision, and Black Widow. Now, the reason this movie for my, like, in my opinion, is in here
Yeah.
is because this team also consists of Black Panther,
And Spider-Man.
indeed. So the threat faced,
Each other.
basically,
And the Sokovia Accords. And
Yeah.
Baron Zemo.
and Baron Zemo.
I guess.
He's a human dude who actually did more damage to them than anybody else has done previously. Just keep that in mind.
He attacked the fields.
He did.
And that's where you get him, man, in the fields.
That's right in the feels. That's their biggest weakness, feels. Look, what makes them so good, other than the fact that we get Black Panther and Spider-Man? Look, while the whole thing was almost brought down by, infighting caused by Baron Zemo.
Triggered.
Yeah, triggered. Was it Homecoming?
Yeah,
Was that the one?
Homecoming,
Yeah, nice. So well, the whole thing was caused by a human man, as it were. They still managed to somewhat rise above it. You've got some of the coolest characters with some of the coolest powers, duking it out on screen. They're very loyal to their own leaders, almost to a fault. But man, you've got some cool ass characters.
Man, we got to see, like you said, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Black Panther.
I said that too.
Got Giant Man.
Giant Man. It didn't even register.
That was... Fuck, that had to be the highlight of that movie almost.
Yeah, but again, we're not talking about the movies.
I know, but the highlight of that team is
the
just
team, I mean,
amazing.
it adds value when you've got a guy that can shrink to the size of an ant and grow to the size of a giant man.
Which is...
It's giant. It's big.
Yeah.
So, look, great on-screen teams. A fantastic roster if you had to put a roster of team members together.
man.
Because ultimately, they're all still friends. It's no real civil war. They're kind of just slapping each other around a bit. We've probably gotten into bigger fights than they have.
I think we got into one yesterday.
But yeah, look, ultimately, a great on-screen team.
Yeah, fantastic. That's going to take us to X2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, see what I did
Yeah,
there?
it kind of threw me.
Yeah.
Number 2 is X2. X-Men number 2, 2003, directed by Bryan Singer.
Team includes Professor X,
Yep.
Amy's love
interest.
flame. Yeah,
Yep.
it's so weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Wolverine, Storm, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Rogue, and Nightcrawler.
The Nightcrawler. And others.
And others.
Others are in there as well. You've got Iceman and stuff like that. Colossus is in there. They kind of play a smaller part.
Yeah.
All still part
Mini
of the team.
Colossus, actually.
Well, yeah, not as big as the Colossus that they brought out in Deadpool, for sure. The Threat,
Magneto and William Stryker.
yes, indeed. And what makes them so good? How about the fact that it is a team of the most powerful mutants on Earth? Some of them, not all of them.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
But this is technically the first team-up movie.
it is.
The first X-Men was, but this is the
Well,
one
yeah.
that, you talk about. It's the one that rocks your jocks.
It does. And they brought together some of comic book lore's coolest fucking characters. And
Yeah.
they put them in a team and they put them on screen. And this is, we got to see growing up as an X-Men fan, this was so freaking cool. We talk about X2 because I personally consider it a better movie than X-Men itself.
Easily.
So the roster, I think, is probably better as well.
Yep.
But Professor X, man, you got Wolverine, you've got all these people. It's so friggin' cool. They're all so powerful. Jean Grey, I believe, is an Omega level mutant.
Yeah, was she
At that
acting?
point,
Was she? I don't think she was.
Iceman was. technically.
Iceman. Oh, how underrated was he though?
Yeah,
like,
very.
Oh, I just make ice go around.
Very. And even though they're faced with a very human threat in William Stryker and essentially the US government.
Yeah,
as
they
it
had
were.
their own little registration going on
Yeah,
here.
all that sort of stuff. They still, they were still under the pump for sure, and they managed to pull together more cohesively, I would say, than almost any of the other teams
Yeah.
that we're going to talk about, bar
The next one.
the next one.
Want to talk about that next one?
Oh, I was waiting for you to just jump in
there you
and
go.
do your thing.
Oh, well, the next one is number 1.
And number 1, who do you think it is? Who do you think it is, folks?
Well, I know.
Oh, yeah, well, you do.
I'm
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, well, can I tell you?
You can tell me.
Yeah, it's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Of course it is.
Released in 2004, directed by...
2014.
14. Why am I forgetting the...
You're like a whole decade behind, mate.
Oh, man, I've got to go back to the future. Anyway, directed by James Gunn. Team includes Star-Lord,
Yep.
Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Rocket Raccoon, and, of course, Groot.
Groot. He is Groot.
He is Groot.
He is. The threat they faced, probably, in my opinion, the biggest threat
Yes.
overall. Would you agree? Ronan the Accuser?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially once, he did get his hands on an Infinity Gem.
Well, considering that he was 90% of the bad guy in this movie, yes.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying out of all of the movies, out of all of the 5 that we've talked about.
Oh, out of all, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you.
He knew what he wanted.
He did. And he wanted a universal domination.
Yeah, and he knew how to get it. So,
And he almost did get it.
yeah.
What makes him so good? How about the fact that they are funny as fuck? This movie was hilarious for me.
It was, man. And they're just a ragbag team that you didn't even care about.
Yep.
And they just bloody blur you out of the water.
Yep. They're you can talk about how like fun and lovable and all that sort of stuff they are, and how they're a bunch of bad guys that came together and all that sort of stuff. But if you want to talk about cool things that they actually did, how about the fact that combined they were able to physically handle the power of an Infinity Gem?
Yeah. That's damn good.
That is damn good. It took all of them, of course, to do it. All of them minus Groot at that particular point.
Yes.
But not only that, they also beat Ronan in a dance battle, or Peter Quill did himself. So that's
like
pretty cool.
how out of left field was that?
That to me is like, and I know we're not talking about the movies themselves, but
You just got to talk about that.
yeah, but you do. But if you've ever read any of the Guardians of the Galaxy comic books or anything like that, it is that kind of like humor as well,
Yeah.
like within the comic book series, and it's just portrayed so well on screen. And not only are they the most, like, they might not be the most powerful of the teams that we've spoken about, that'll probably go to the Avengers.
Well, yeah, technically not really. Apart from Groot, I don't think they really have any superpowers to say.
Well,
Like
Gamora is cybernetically enhanced by Thanos.
There you go. I'm wrong already.
Yep, you are. Rocket Raccoon is obviously not just a raccoon.
No, mate, just a raccoon.
He's just a raccoon. Drax the Destroyer has enhanced physicalities as well. So stronger, faster, all that sort of stuff. So enhanced human-like abilities, really,
Yeah.
but no actual powers, as it were.
Yeah.
And Star-Lord Peter Quill himself is
Just a good bloke.
he's a good bloke. He has nothing else going for him, superpowery wise.
Yeah.
As it stands currently.
Has some cool gadgets, though.
He does have some super cool gadgets. Easily the most fun team, not necessarily the most powerful, but in my opinion, I reckon they're going to prove to be probably the most valuable when this whole Marvel thing, whatever they're doing, is said and done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be the
absolutely.
Guardians of
They're
the
going to be the
Galaxy.
ones that will save the day, or it'll be the Fantastic Four. Something will happen there.
Never. So that's it. That's our top 5 team-ups. Let us know what you thought. We're going to throw some quick honorable mentions in there as well. I think you've got to give an honorable mention to Watchmen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, not like, they were kind of beyond their time.
Yeah, well, that's like the after story.
Yeah.
And that's really good.
Yeah, but
That's a good way to see some heroes.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe not necessarily the most powerful or the best team or anything like that, but they were cool. Batman vs Superman, technically the first time we see the Holy Trinity.
Yeah, and this was almost going to take our number 3 spot.
Yeah, it was Civil War, pipped them. Again, we're not talking about the movies, people.
Yes.
So let's get that straight. We're talking about the team. So we're talking about this is the first time we saw Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman in a team. And 3 make a team.
That's right.
2's a duo, 3's a
a
trinity, but it's also a team.
It is a team.
Yeah, it's in the dictionary. X-Men, Days of Future Past, X-Men team.
Yeah, can't go past that.
Yep, for sure. And
Flashpoint.
yeah, the
Which is quite
Flashpoint
interesting.
paradox.
Yes, the cartoon.
Yeah.
Animated movie. Quite a good team on that.
It is. Oh, it's a very good team. It's the Justice League, as it were. Kind of. Sort of. Different. We're kind of questioning whether we should throw an animated one in there.
Yeah.
Because then it just opens the door to all sorts of possibilities. But if you're talking about that type of thing, then Flashpoint Paradox deserves to be in there. So that's pretty cool. But Guardians of the Galaxy are the winners of this particular one.
And that means it's time for our final segment. Get to know your favorite hero, brought to you by Black Comics and Collectibles. For all your comic and pop culture needs, visit Black. Stop waving your arms around, mate.
I'm conducting you.
Oh, are you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a symphony.
Oh, thanks. So visit kisblackcomics.com.au, or you can visit their Facebook page, Black Comics and Collectibles. Check them out. We'll leave a link in our show notes.
You nailed it, champ.
Mate, you threw me off. Like,
nailed
you're waving your bloody arms around.
If you were the professional that you're supposed to be, that would not affect you whatsoever.
Well, mate, I've got news for you. I'm a bloody dickhead.
I'm a dickhead amateur.
Yes.
Haven't you figured this out
I'm reckless
by now?
and I'm out of control.
All right. Well, anyway, sticking with the teamwork theme, which obviously we haven't done ourselves this entire episode, but sticking with the teamwork theme, we're going to bring you 3 of the best comic arcs featuring some of the lesser known but still equally worthwhile superhero teams within Marvel and DC. Teams that you might consider the underdogs, the no-hopers, the D2 Mighty Ducks to Team Iceland.
Oh, fucking the Flying V.
The Flying V, son. Starting off with...
Number 3.
Number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 1, Somebody's Got to Do It. Kicking off in 2008 and written by Dan Abnett and Annie Lanning with art by Paul Pelletier, Somebody's Got to Do It reboots the Guardians comic franchise and brings together Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, Quasar, and Adam Warlock after the events of the Phalanx conquest as they join forces to stand together as the front line against the universe's most dangerous threats. While it only lasted 25 issues, it's one of the funniest runs I've read in some time, and it's one of the best starting points for fans of Peter Quill and his ragtag bunch of heroes.
Number 2.
Number 2 is Next Wave, Agents of Hate, number 1 to 12. Written by Warren Ellis with art by Stuart Immonen, Next Wave only lasted a criminally short 12 issues, but was one of the best publications out of Marvel at the time. Next Wave, a team consisting of B Marvel characters, the Captain, Monster Hunter Elsa Bloodstone, former Captain Marvel Tabitha Smith, and Machine Man, are brought together by the highest anti-terrorism effort or hate to fight bizarre weapons of mass destruction. But is hate all it seems to be, or will Next Wave catch wind of a diabolical plot and blow a heap of shit up? It's beautifully written, it's hilarious at times, and it's truly a shame we only got such a short run, but do yourself a most deserved favor and check these guys out.
Number 1.
Number 1, if you've ever listened to the show, I've mentioned this run a couple of times.
You loved this last episode.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I said it was one of my must-read comic runs, and I still say it now, as it were. It does take number 1 spot, The Secret Six, the new 52 version, number 1 to number 14, written by the incredible Gail Simone and with art by Ken Lashley. The new 52 version of The Secret Six is a fantastic series that truly captures the spirit of not only being an outcast and an underdog, but also being able to find family in the most unlikely of places. The writing is tight-paced and incredibly witty. The characters, although relatively unknown in the grand scheme of things, soon become favorites, and it is genuinely one of my favorite comic runs in recent history. With C-grade characters like Catman, Black Alice, Big Shot, Strix, Porcelain, and Ventriloquist, you might not expect much, but trust me, the Secret Six are winners from start to finish.
Damn.
Damn, son.
Damn.
Look, honestly, I cannot recommend that series enough.
Well, you have.
No, I haven't.
No, you have.
If you think that's the last you've heard of it, you are dreaming, my friend.
I'm going to get like a little mute button for your mic. So anytime I like even see your mouth moving, like sick, no, you're done.
No, censored. Look, that's going to do it for another episode, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So much news.
So much news this week.
So much.
Look, thanks everyone for listening, subscribing, and reviewing the show on iTunes, obviously.
Yeah. You know, someone gave us a 1-star.
Obviously, I do know that.
Yeah. Who
Look,
does that?
that's fine.
It is fine. I
It's
don't
fine.
care.
You can give us a 1-star review. You can give us a 2, 3, 4, or 5-star review. Understanding that the scale, as we've spoken about before, is 5 is best, 1 is bad.
Yeah.
But if you are going to give us 1,
You know what? They're probably sick of your secret 6.
maybe it could be that. But this is the thing. We don't know what we've done because they didn't leave any actual feedback. So if you're going to leave us a 1, actually just do us a favor and let us fucking know what we've done wrong. How about that?
Jeez, Troy, don't take it so personal.
I'm
mate.
not. It's just like, I think it's, it's good. I enjoy all feedback in all forms. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Comic Confidential Podcast, Instagram, and Twitter at Comic Con Pod.
Got the YouTube. Check that out.
The YouTube, check it.
Maybe bookmark that.
Yeah, just subscribe.
Yeah.
And then when you go in, you just go to subscriptions
And we're there.
and channels, and there we are.
Yeah.
And you never have to do another thing.
And we're actually going to look at doing some videos and stuff, like actual videos.
Actual video content where, unfortunately for you guys, we will be in them, and you'll have to look at our ugly mugs.
Yeah.
As well as listen to us as well.
But what
Sorry
can you
in
do?
advance. Sorry in advance.
You could just download the episode again
Yeah.
and not watch it.
Yeah.
But
Whatever. It's up to you guys.
Yeah,
Whatever
you
guys
do
wanna
what you want.
You do you, kid.
Yeah, that's right. We've also got a website. That's comicconpod.com. Jump on the Patreon if you want to support the show. That's patreon.com/comicconpod. Get some perks on there.
Yep. There is heaps of stuff.
There's like at least 4 things.
Yeah. You can buy stuff off our website now.
Nah.
You don't?
No.
No.
I'm changing supplies.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, well then.
Those guys were so expensive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't like that.
Did you know you can't buy anything off our website right now?
Yeah. But we're working on it. We're actually like trying to find suppliers. So if anyone knows some suppliers,
Yeah.
reach out to us.
We're looking to do things like cups,
Shirts.
pens,
No pens. No fucking pens.
socks,
Yeah.
hats.
We can do socks.
truckers' caps,
Yeah, I would like to do some hats actually.
hoodies, sweatpants.
So many
Et cetera.
sweatpants. Also, we've got a loot crate, guys. If you want some cool stuff that's in a crate, probably some loot,
I would assume so.
yeah, jump on to our show notes and click that link. I do believe you get a discount. Don't quote me, but quote me.
Yeah, like quote to get the discount, but you might not get one.
Yeah.
So then don't quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So see how you go. Let us know.
Why is the outro section of this show so convoluted? And
Because, mate, we are obviously a great team.
we are.
And don't forget, we are now a network. So check out our other show. Well, it's not our show.
It's not our show.
But-
It's part of the Comic Confidential Network, the Advisory Podcast, James and Todd, weekly advice type podcast, but not, because you shouldn't take any of the advice that they give you, even though it is hilarious and you'll probably want to try it, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Check them out.
Check them out. Have
Good
a
blokes.
listen. Top blokes. Yeah, funny as shit.
Certified good.
Certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. 96%. That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. As always, I'm Troy,
I'm Cade.
and this has been Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Peace. You know we didn't do a hashtag this week?
Didn't we?
No.
Hashtag Troy's a dickhead for liking Outcast.
Yeah, I'll allow it.